Hi, my name is Liliana. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm applying for the graduate assistant position in the Center for Health and Wellness Promotion in the Relationship and Sexual Violence Prevention. This coming year, I'm going to be getting my master's in international relations. But just this year, I graduated with degrees in political science and history here at USD. And just this spring, I did the violence prevention certificate with Sarah, and it was, I think, such engaging material that we worked with, and I've learned so much, and it really furthered my interest in helping women and people who are dealing with sexual assault or just violence, and how really to prevent these issues and how to spot them and be able to talk about them freely. And with that, I kind of want to get into a career where I work with women's issues or human rights issues or like maybe international law. So I know that this position would just really open up my doors in being able to just discuss these topics and be successful in having open conversations and making people not scared to talk about it, because it is an extremely difficult topic to talk about. So that's kind of why I wanted to apply, and I'm just really, really passionate about just further educating our community on campus. Some of like the experiences that I think would transfer really well for this position is last year I attended a couple of University Ministry Tijuana day trips where I immersed myself in the community, especially in low-income communities is really where we target. And we also go to the border, like the border where we can see it, and you just hear so many brave stories of people who were either deported or who are trying to make the mission, who have health issues, or I remember one story where this family had no roof over their head. So it's just, you really hear these stories where you just live like 30 minutes away and they're completely heartbreaking. And I think it really allowed me to grow to be more empathetic and more aware of my privileges when I'm talking, and how to kind of set the tone in making sure people are aware of differences and that not everyone comes from the same path, and we have to like be able to engage with that and not disagree or create these harsh conversations when talking about difficult topics, especially when it came to talking to fellow students who were on the trip. I really tried to create impactful conversations when it came to things like immigration, colorism, and sexism that is really an issue in Mexico as well as the US, I think. So I think I know I can grow in that, and next year I'll also be, one of the leaders for these outreach trips, which will allow me to continue to support students during these trips that can be heavy sometimes. And I know that these skills can transfer for the GA position when it comes to implementing, these health promotions and events in a carefully thought way, especially during like the violence prevention certificate that we have, and just being empathetic, being a good listener and communicating clearly, what is going on in the realities of so many issues when it comes to immigration, when it comes to sexual violence. And also when it comes to supporting peer educators, I think it's so important to have a good leader, and I believe that I can communicate and listen and just be someone that anyone at the team can work with. And some of the other jobs that I've had here on campus were working at the Writing Center, which I did last year, and then I also worked at the legal clinics here at USD, and I did that for 2 years. So I've really worked with improving my ability to make flyers and advertisements, or like newsletter snippets. I really enjoy being able to be creative when it comes to social media, and I know that this job will definitely require that, um, especially when it comes to like opening the beginning of the school year, or when it comes to finals, or just busy times of the years. I know, or in April when when you guys do the sexual assault awareness month, a lot of social media and flyers, advertisements are made, and I know that I would really enjoy making them and making sure that they're seen and that they like catch your eye. Um, and also doing these jobs, I've been able to establish welcoming environment with coworkers and people who come in and want to use services or just have any questions, and being able to communicate clearly any information or questions that they have. Um, and these jobs and also the TJ trips have allowed me to be assertive and making sure that I have like a fun sense of humor while also multitasking, being able to manage tasks when I have deadlines and things like that. One of my favorite pastimes, I'm sure Sarah knows, is crafting. I'm always looking for new arts and crafts to make, and like pieces that like have a statement to them. And that's like one of my favorite things to do, is that whatever like art or craft I make, that there's a message. And especially, during these like times, there's a lot of issues going on with women's rights, immigration, um, and I love to showcase that in all of the art that I make. And I think I love to work, and I know, sorry, and I know that this space would allow me to be creative and share my crafts through advocacy and community, um, in this position. And I know that I can teach and voice the importance of education for sexual violence or sexual assault through art, which I think is one of the most fun ways. And it's a way that you don't need to talk, or you don't need much to be said when you're just looking at it and really taking the art in. So I'd really love to influence that in the work that I would be doing, especially when it comes to events, like I said, in April, where crafts are incorporated into discussions and events, which allows it for like an easy, like chill experience when you're talking about these heavy topics, which I think is so important. So I'm just so excited and honored to be having the opportunity to apply for this position. I have attended several of the workshops by the Health Promotion, Relationship, and Sexual Violence Prevention, which I have absolutely loved, and I think that they're all amazing, and everyone who works there is just so caring and empathetic, and they genuinely have a deep passion to educate students. And I really would love to be a part of that. And I know Sarah, she is one of like the kindest people I have ever met, and I know that it would be such an amazing experience to get to work alongside her and continue the incredible work that her and her team do. So that is just a little bit about me. I look forward just to hearing a little bit more in the future about you know so that's all that I really have to say, just a quick spiel about myself. But I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about me. And I can't wait to hear back about this position. Thank you. Bye bye.